So if you're thinking about doing a podcast, I highly suggest you use Anchor, and here's why. Now, first things first, it's free, and you can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. I'm talking dollar bills, y'all. Plus, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you to the major platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a bunch of others, so that's one less thing you got to worry about. And they got all the tools you need to record and edit your podcast in one spot. And you can do all that from your phone or your computer. So, in my opinion, it's really the easiest way to make a podcast. Now, if that's what you're looking for and you're ready to jump on it, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. What up, though? It's your girl, Tamara Dawn, and welcome to Tamara Till the Break of Dawn. Now, first things first, I want to thank y'all for hopping on my train of thought today, because you literally could be doing anything else right now, so I appreciate you tuning in. And before I get too far off into this intro, I definitely want to give a special shout out to my podcast fam. So make sure y'all actually check out them podcast suggestions in the episode note. Last but not least, I want to give a special shout out to Sniper T for this beat, and all his information can be found in the episode notes as well. So, now that we got all that out the way, let's get it. Hey y'all, hey, what up though? So this episode is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about the importance of celebrating milestones, but I'm going to kind of talk about it in a couple different ways. So the other day I posted a weight loss progress pic. So, you know, your girl been doing keto since February, but truth be told, I've been on this weight loss journey for about the past 10 years that that's when I kind of started noticing like, oh, you're starting to gain weight, and then would try to combat it, and it was just this whole whatever. And so then 2 years ago-ish, well, September 2018, I had taken a pic, I guess, at some point. I think I was somewhere in, my weight loss journey at that point, and I obviously was working out. I could tell by, whatever I have on in the picture. I might have just worked out. But I took this picture, okay? And so fast forward to the other day, I took a full body pic for a different reason. And then when I somehow I ran across the picture from 2018, and I was like, bruh, like, whoa, you've actually made progress. You know what I mean? But then no. My first thought was, bruh. And I remember going to my daughters and I was like, why y'all ain't tell me I had gotten this big? Because that was the heaviest I was ever in life. And, they were kind of like, well, what were we supposed to say? Which, I get it, but it's like to actually see where I was, man. And so I made this progress, the side-by-side pic or whatever. And then that's how I was able to for real see like the progress I've made. And so then I posted on Instagram. I posted it on my personal Facebook page. But the crazy thing about it is that I almost didn't post it. And it's not because of where I am today. Because where I am today, though I'm not back to where I'm comfortable, I'm still, I could tell I'm feeling better or more comfortable than I felt, before or whatever. But that's not why I almost didn't post the picture. Like, it literally took me forever to post it to my personal Facebook. And the thing about my personal Facebook, so I thought, but we'll get there in a second. But the thing about my personal Facebook is a lot of my family, some of my coworkers that I, talk to like that or whatever, or old coworkers or people I've gone to church with or it's like people I really know, as you could tell from all the categories. It's not people that I met, on the internet or just whatever. These is my people, you know what I mean? So these is my people who love me and care about me. But the thing about it is, I still almost didn't post that picture on my personal Facebook. It took me forever to click post because I was so ashamed of somewhere I'm not even at anymore, is the crazy thing. I was so ashamed of where I had let myself get to and that it was staring me in my face, but I'm not there anymore. And so, I'm going to get a little bit deeper into the whole celebrating the milestones later. But right here, I'll say, never be ashamed of where you've come from. You know what I mean? Everybody has a reason why they did what they did. I know a lot of the reasons what got me to gaining so much weight was unhealthy coping styles and comfort eating instead of dealing with my stress or dealing with whatever. I'm trying to numb it. I just want to feel good. I just want to eat this stuff that's going to make me happy or whatever. That is how I got there. And that's not anything I should be ashamed of, because everything I talk about on here, I'm all about growth, I'm all about whatever, but that's stuff I'm really about in real life, you know what I mean? People who have interacted with me, and I'm not talking about the people who know me, I'm talking about the podcasters that I've met. There are podcasters like Autumn, Jay, Chris, Audrey, other people that I can't think of their names off the top of my head that, we've interacted off of Twitter in Zoom meetings and Zoom calls and all this stuff we doing. So it's like, the one thing people should know is, yes, I'm a clown because I like to laugh, but also, how I am on here is how I am in real life. And that's how, I could say the same thing about them. And so the thing about it is, I'm all about growth. I'm all about whatever. And the reason why is because that's just how I am in general. I'm super passionate about unity and people having healthy relationships and I can't talk. I never can talk. So whatever. My bad. Healthy relationship dynamics and whatever, you know what I mean? And so it's kind of like, I can't be ashamed of the past because I wouldn't have the wisdom that I have today if it wasn't for the past. So my encouragement to you right now in this moment is, I don't care what you've done, 9 times out of 10, you had a valid reason for why you did that. So don't be ashamed of that. You know what I mean? Especially because that's the past. You're no longer there. You have to look back. I had to look back on this picture in order to see where I used to be because I'm not there anymore. So that's my encouragement to you right here. Now, moving on to the next story, because this is, oh my goodness. Okay, so earlier today, I was working, obviously, because, that's what I do every day, work from home and then hang out or talk to my kids or whatever. But I was working and I got a text from 2 of my friends, but I got it from them, I got it from them one after another or whatever. And basically, long story short, the texts were like, don't mess with so-and-so anymore. Actually, no. The text, and it's so funny because a lot of times I try to change not details of the story, but kind of a little bit replace blue with red or, something like that, just so that people that I know probably know or whatever won't be able to just easily figure out what's going on. But with this, I'm about to tell you just how it was because you'll understand why. I don't feel like I need to protect anyone's feelings because I don't know this person like that. So I get a couple of texts from a couple of my friends and they're just like, delete so-and-so. And I'm not going to make a fake name because I'll probably forget and then say her real name. And that I'm not going to do. So they were like, delete so-and-so. they're talking about from Facebook. And I'm like, no lie, I was like, who is that? Because when they said the person or text the person's name, that person's name didn't even ring a bell to who they were or what they were talking about. So then they told me the last name. Well, this was the first conversation was with one person, and then the other person texts kind of like at the same time. But anyways, so this person, I'm like, they told me the last name, and I was like, why? And they were like, I don't like her. Now, this is somebody who I just was like, okay, I don't know them anyway. And then because which I'm kind of surprised I added them on Facebook, because usually I'm a little bit more selective, but somehow I let this person slide. And people mess up all the time, so it happens. But I deleted them. Then I'm responding to the other person, and I'm like, well, I don't need to know why, but I deleted them. And she was like, all right, well, all I could say right now is she not about, I know we ain't like super, super close, but she ain't about to come for you. And I was just like, okay. Because again, you heard that I said, who is that? Because I literally did not know who that was. So then later they video called me, and I don't know. All right. So y'all know, long story short, apparently there was whatever what they were doing, and this person just bust out and was like, that Tamara person or whatever, first of all, and I let a lot of y'all slide when y'all mispronounce my name, because I know I don't really talk to y'all, but my name is Tamara. It's not Tamara, it's Tamara. So it is Tamara. But I let that slide a lot of times. I don't correct people. I used to correct people every time they said it wrong, but now I'm just kind of like, if I'll probably never talk to you, or if you probably won't really be saying my name like that, I'm not going to, correct you, because it's just not that serious. But why this is relevant is this person cannot pronounce my name. So clearly they are not somebody that doesn't know me, because as I said, if you were someone who you don't know me, or I don't feel like we're going to have a ton of interactions, I'm not going to correct you on how to pronounce my name, because it doesn't matter, because you'll probably never say it. I can tell you that the interactions that I've had with this person outside of them adding me on Facebook is like, I'm trying to think if I ever had, like, I know, like, I've been around them, but I'm trying to think if I've ever had like a real conversation with them like that at all, and I'm pretty sure I haven't. So apparently this person's issue is that they have an issue with the fact that I've been talking about online dating stuff on my personal Facebook page as a 40-year-old grown woman. Apparently they have a problem with that. And so, what I love about my friends was their response was like, no, you know what I mean? And kind of corrected them or whatever about how they felt about why she shouldn't have an opinion about what I'm posting on my Facebook. But here's the thing about all of this that's just hilarious to me. Is one, you can't even pronounce my name. Like, you don't even know. You said Tamara or Tamara, so that means you don't know me. You don't know my name. But you are that pressed about something that I'm posting on Facebook, and you don't delete me or unfollow me, which is what I usually do when I don't like what someone's posting, especially, man, right now is wild. I've been unfollowing people like crazy. Nobody's posted anything as crazy to make me feel like I need to delete them, but I've been unfollowing people like crazy just because it's like, bro, I don't want to see that. I don't tell nobody. I don't make an announcement. I don't do none of that, because if I'm bothered by something, I'm just gonna act on it. So you're that pressed about what I posted on my personal Facebook as a 40-year-old grown woman that you don't maybe message me if you feel like, maybe I shouldn't post. You don't do that. You go to people that I've known them longer than you, but you don't think that they're as cool with me as they are, but you felt comfortable enough to go just say this to this group of people, and you don't even know how to pronounce my name. That's wild. That's wild. And it's funny because I laughed when they told me or whatever, and when they said, when I said to both of them, 2 separate texts, well, I don't really need to know what happened. I meant that. You know what I mean? Okay, because I don't know her. So it's if you're telling me whatever, all right, I know you more than I know her. So, but here's the thing. Then I started thinking, that's kind of weird, though, that both of them would say that. So that's what made me ask. Nothing like that has ever happened, you know what I mean? So that's what made me then go later ask, why? And then when I find out why, it's what? But then here's the other crazy part. The thing about it is when you see my stuff on Facebook, you're that bothered that instead of deleting me, you go tell people that you feel like you want to delete me, even though you've reacted to my posts and commented on my stuff and whatnot. But even though you have a problem with what I post, you still whatever. To me, that's weird. I know people do that. That's just weird to me. Then the other part is that you're pressed and have an issue, I guess, with what I'm doing. I don't even understand what the issue was, to be honest, about me even posting about online dating, because if y'all know me, which this person clearly does not, anything I post on social media, we trying to be social, right? That's why we got this, especially during the Rona. And I told y'all before I turned 40, I told y'all think y'all see petty tam now. When I turn 40, I'm about to start cutting up even more. You want to know why? There are many reasons why I've had my social media the way I've had it, the way I've interacted on there, be a little bit less petty, whatnot. And a lot of that was because the jobs that I had were jobs that had me in the public eye, maybe doing news interviews or whatever. Not like I'm super important. It's just that's the way the nonprofits that I worked for went or whatever. So it's I had to be a little bit different on social media because I represented an organization, and that stuff matters. That stuff is an important thing in today's world, especially as an adult. Teenagers should know that too, but they don't always know that, whatever. So you know what I mean? That's kind of how I've only had social media since the last 10 years, since 2010. So it's thank God though, because when I was out here doing foolishness, there's no record of it anywhere. So if you weren't there, you don't even know if it really happened or not, if they trying to say something happened, because you wasn't there, and there's not camera phones and all this stuff. So the whole time I've had social media, I've had jobs like that. 2 of my jobs were like that. And so it's kind of there's that I don't understand why there was an issue with the online dating anyway, because as I said, or I was about to say, whatever I post on social media is usually 1 or 2 reasons. 1, to entertain y'all, to make y'all laugh, because I love to laugh. That is literally my favorite thing to do. I don't even be trying to be funny, to be honest. I be dead serious and people just start laughing, and it used to piss me off because I felt like people didn't take me serious. But now I've just embraced it because it is what it is. You know what I mean? So can't nobody tell me I'm not funny. So that's 1. I'm trying to entertain y'all because especially right now, the world is super stupid. Sometimes you just need to laugh because that's all you can do to keep from crying. So that's 1. 2, the other reason I try to, or the other thing I try to do on social media, just like I try to do on this here little podcast or whatever. Hey, that really sound like I was hating on myself calling it my little podcast or whatever, but that's not what I meant. But the other thing I try to do is encourage, inspire, bring joy, good morning, have a great day. And I genuinely mean that. Why? Because the same reason, like, I don't know what y'all go through. We all go through stuff. You could be on the verge of about to commit suicide, and then you come across my good morning post, have a great day, you're awesome, or whatever the heck I be talking about on there. And then that brings you a little bit of joy or a smile or something. And I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I be on social media for. It's social media. Do I talk about a lot of stuff on there? Duh, I have to. I have a whole podcast. So I gotta have, like, I gotta engage with people. You know what I mean? Like, and see, that's what they had told her, though, is like, she has a podcast. Duh, you know what I mean? But you don't know me, so you wouldn't know that. But how you see them post, but you don't anyways. So, okay. So that's the other thing, is that I don't see what the issue was with Facebook. But the funniest thing to me about all this is that somebody is super bothered about something I posted on social media, but when their name came to mind, I didn't even know who they were. Like, their name literally brought nobody to mind to be like, oh, that's this person. I was, like, so confused, honestly. Could have been because I was working. Maybe I would have had a different, you know what I mean, like, state of mind if I would have just been kind of sitting there. But it doesn't matter. That means you're nobody that I know. And why I'm telling you this story is because it just lets me know I've come a long way. Because am I offended by what she said? No, that's her opinion. If she feels like I shouldn't be doing what, you know, she don't want to see all that on social media or whatever. Okay. But, dang, I done lost my train of thought. Am I upset? No, but the old me would have wanted to explain so that I could be understood. I used to hate being misunderstood. I swear I used to hate it. It used to make me so mad. And the reason why it would make me so mad is because I'm a pretty descriptive person, and I am the kind of person that will explain things a million different ways if necessary to help you get the point. So then I feel like if you misunderstand me, like, it just, I don't know, it just used to make me so mad because I just feel like I do a lot of work to try to communicate well. And then if you still misunderstand me, it's like, what did you read and where did you get that from? But what I learned learned along the way is that people experience life through the filter of what they've already been through and the worldview that they have. So it's kind of like, why am I about to waste my time explaining something to someone that really, it shouldn't even matter? You know what I mean? So that just lets me know how far I've come, because if I'm honest, my real response after laughter was like, hey, I didn't even know I was popping like that. And I was like telling my friends, I was like, I feel famous right now, because it's like somebody's talking about me and has an opinion about my life that I don't even know. Like, that's new to me. And I'm just like, man, I'm not even exaggerating either. I tweeted about it. Like, I really feel like I'm popping like that, because I just feel like, why would you be worried about what I do? Like, I'm nobody, but apparently I'm somebody, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, I ain't gonna forget nobody, you know, when I get more famous or whatever, because y'all my people. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, that's the crazy thing about all of that. But it's kind of like, to kind of bring all this together, the thing with celebrating milestones is, so, like, let's go back to the weight loss journey. It's like, a lot of times when you're working towards something and when the goal seems so far away, it's so easy to get so discouraged and want to give up. And so celebrating milestones it gives you a reason to feel a little bit of joy and a sense of completion that I feel like we all need in some way to feel accomplished and to feel like we have purpose and we're out here actually, you know, doing something. And so I remember when I was in college, after every class ended, so after every semester or every quarter, depending on what part of my college journey we're talking, I would like celebrate in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I would make sure to congratulate myself or whatever after every class, because that's one less class that I needed towards my bachelor's degree. You know what I mean? And so celebrating your milestones, that's a easy, you know, it's good to look back and see how far you've come, because then it's like, oh man, I've come such a far way. Like, I can't go back to the beginning. You know what I mean? I can't go back to that. I can't give up now because I'm too far from where I've come. And even though I'm not where I'm trying to go yet, I just got to keep pressing and keep celebrating and keep whatever. So there's that. But then on the flip side, one thing I do a lot with celebrating milestones is when I go through something, that in the past would have offended me, kind of like that story I was telling you about. Like in the past, I would have felt like I needed to explain. And I've had interactions with people on not as much Twitter, but on my personal Facebook, where somebody commented, and what their comment or response was or whatever literally had nothing to do with what I said, but I guess that's how they interpreted what I said or whatever. And before, I used to like try to clarify or respond or whatever so that I would be understood. I don't got time to be doing all that, because if I do it now, especially, that's the thing, man, podcasting, and I tweeted this recently, that one of the most beautiful blessings that came along with podcasting that I just really did not expect at all. I wasn't even think all the blessings that I've gotten from this, honestly, even like the friendships, I didn't even think any of this would be a part of it, but I'm super grateful. But one of the greatest blessings that I've gotten as a result of podcasting is no longer feeling the need to be understood and being okay with being misunderstood. I was not good at that before, but I'm trying to tell y'all, Twitter will help you do a lot of stuff because you are exposed to the whole world. So you got to learn to, that's, if you notice, I always say this app. Now, there are people that I talk to on these apps that I interact with in real life, and these are people that I will call my friends or my people, my homies, however I word it, depending on, you know, whatever the mood is. But these apps are for socializing and entertaining, and if anybody on an app can ruin your life, your day, your mood, whatever, you don't need to delete the app. You just need to delete that person. Like, we do not have to have people in our lives that are doing nothing other than making us miserable. Like, we don't have to accept that. Man, it's 2020, Rona out here. Every other month we about to die, or you know what I mean? If we make it to the next month, we should be able to like feel joy, feel happy about the people that we made it to the next month with. You know what I mean? Like, if you have an issue on an app, you need to delete some people. Do you know that, man, if it wasn't for Twitter, or I guess we could say Facebook, but I'll forever say Twitter is the most interactive app that I be on. It's the best app for networking. If it wasn't for Twitter and Facebook, even Instagram, I guess, just with the memes, man, man, so much goodness comes from the way that we respond to trauma. We should be like maybe super sad or something, but no, we gonna make some memes, and I'm here for it. I love it. All the memes, all the videos, all the creativity, all the stuff that people be out here doing, I love it. Keep doing what you do if it's one of y'all that's listening, because it keeps me entertained. I love to laugh. Literally, that is my favorite thing to do. So I ain't never deleting these apps because I would miss out on all the good laughter that I get. So therefore, you know what I mean? You don't have to accept anyone in your life that is not benefiting you, and I don't mean that in a selfish way, mutually beneficial. You ain't got to put up with that. So it's kind of like when you don't take things the same way and you don't respond to it the same way, that's another way to notice your growth, because that let me know, like, but I love that I have this podcast because I'm a storyteller. Like, I don't even know why I'm like that, but I just love, I live for moments that are going to be a great story later, and I will retell the same story with the same energy every single time and the same enthusiasm. I can't talk. The same enthusiasm, the same whatever every single time. Why? Because it's like I'm reliving it, and I just live for moments that are great stories, especially if there's laughter or kind of like what involved. So yeah, that is the important thing about celebrating milestones. That is my encouragement to y'all. Make sure, especially, there's so much work to be done in so many realms of life or whatever. So you know what I mean? Like, you got to look back to see how far you've come and celebrate your success, celebrate your growth, all that stuff, because that's important. And as always, thank y'all for listening. Have a great rest of your day, night, whatever, and I'll talk to y'all next time. So first things first, shout out to Sniper T for this beat, and all his information can be found in the episode notes. Now, like I say on social media, I want y'all to interact with me, so here's a few ways you can do that, and the links and whatnot to all these methods are in the episode notes as well. Now, you can leave me a voicemail. Call 720-457-4022. You can email me. Hey, y'all can follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and I'll follow you back. And then you can go ahead and slide in the DMs, just not on no weird stuff. You can also like the Facebook page, and the link on there goes to my email as well. Now, what I need y'all to do is pay attention on my socials for when I ask for feedback for the Thoughts to Ponder episodes that air every other Monday, because the reality is that y'all feedback is what makes those episodes dope. So, leave me a voicemail, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or email me. Just holla at your girl.